Hello Flosstube, I'm Nicole and this is DDs Flosstube Season 3 Episode 4. And welcome back to the channel. Thank you so much for taking some time out of your day today and spending it with me. It's Friday here in Australia, which means it is Flosstube Day, and that is all about cross stitch. So for those that are new here, this is a multi-craft channel. We cover everything from sewing tutorials right through to cross stitch and diamond painting and anything thrown in between that sort of takes my fancy and I'd like to have a go at it, and then I share it with you. Sometimes that might be diamond paint with me, stitch with me, or like today a floss tube, which is, as I said, all about my hobby of cross stitch. Alright, so if you are a new viewer or subscriber, thank you so much for subscribing first of all. But if you're a new viewer and you've yet to subscribe, hit that subscribe button and the little bell icon beside it, and then that way you won't miss out on any of my future crafty uploads. If you're a returning subscriber, thank you so much again for taking some time out of your day and spending it with me. Alright, so what do we have going on right now? Well, this past week I have got some stitching in, and I've also been doing some diamond painting as well. I've worked on 5 projects and two diamond painting projects. I have a finish, well, a page finish, and I have an FFO. And you guys thought that I never finished anything. Well, there you go. 2 things in 1 week. And you know what? A page finish is still a page finish. When you've got 20 pages in a chart and you finish a page, it's very exciting stuff. All right. So, yeah. And as I said, I've worked on 5 projects. So I've got no haul this week, although I have been doing a little bit of shopping and I have some stuff coming. One is very exciting indeed. I should have it by the end of September, I believe. So I'll be able to show it to you then. And I also ran a poll in the last week for some heights to work on, and I worked on the ones that got the most votes. We'll be doing that again this week. So if you've not checked out our community tab, it is at the top of your screen if you're on a laptop, and if you're on your mobile device, basically I think it's when you go to my channel, it'll be there at the top as well underneath the channel art. Alright, so you will find the community tab there, and I will get the poll up pretty much shortly, like pretty much after you've watched this video. You should be able to go there and you will find it there. We have a giveaway running for the month of September, and you know what? I forgot to pull that out, so I will grab that. Just bear with me for a sec. It's just on here. Alright, I have it now. So we're ready to go. I'm lucky. I don't have a real big studio, so it's sort of just lean over, grab it. All right, so I've got that now, and we've also got some plans as well going forward. So I have gone through, to start off with, this past week I have been very busy bobbinating. Is that a word? Like just basically putting all my floss onto bobbins for my heights. So I think another reason why I wasn't getting much work done on them is because I was constantly having to look for, especially with Christmas too, it's quite a few colours straight off the bat in the corner. So I was having to sort through everything. So basically I got all that. I got a couple of those finished up. Some of them were half done, some of them were almost all done, and then others that hadn't been done at all. So I done a bit of that this week. So that's why I didn't sort of get a lot of projects through. I like to at least work on 5, but I aim for 7. So I've managed to go through all of that, and I've also gone through all of my whips as well, because we are coming up to DDs Spooktober, and I'm going to go into a little bit more detail of that, and you'll see the graphic that you'll start to see over on Instagram and all the rest of it. So I started going through all of my whips, and there was a couple of things that I started last year for DDs Spooktober. I did a month of new starts, and I just wasn't feeling them anymore. So I've decided, like, there were things that I got when I first started cross stitching, and I guess you get caught up in the whole, you know, enabling, watching different floss tubes and stuff like that. You tend to, you know, get caught up in the tailwind of purchasing and stuff like that. While I still do like them, they're just not, I just don't want to stitch them. So, and life is far too short to stitch things that you don't want just because you've got it. So I have put them up into little parcels. They will be heading off to their new owners. I'm gifting them to friends. Some of them were charts that came in like boxes, like I think I got the Sparklies box last year, the Christmas and the winter one, and there were the charts in there just there was a couple in there that just didn't float my boat. So I've moved them on, and I've still got to go through my charts. So that's why I haven't sent stuff out. So and there's going to be a couple of giveaways and stuff like that as well. So the brand new charts will definitely be some giveaways, and then the ones that I have already started and all the rest of it, I'm just going to move on. Some will be going with the floss and the fabric. Some will be just going with the pattern because I only put like 10 stitches into the fabric, so I can just unpick that and all the rest of it. So I've done that this week as well. Done a little bit of housekeeping, so to speak, for my cross stitch. You can see behind me just there, I've got 3, and I'm still in the process of doing a couple more. But I've run out of containers. I do have some blue ones, but I'm being a little bit anal and prefer them to be clear. So I've got to go down and get some more containers before I can finish doing them. I also, a couple of months back, ordered off a lady from Brisbane Cross Stitches, Lexi. Her son has a 3D printer, and he done up 500 bobbins for me for all of my my height. So I've got, in some of them, I've got paper, like cardboard ones that I had here, and then I got 500 or so from him, from his 3D printer. And you know what, I'm getting very intrigued by this 3D printer stuff, so I'm going to have a bit of a look into that. Yeah, so but just for my own personal use. So today's beverage is a nice almond milk coffee, and I'm going for the big jug of it today, so I've got that made and that's in front of me. But you are here to listen to me about cross stitch, so I probably should get stuck into that. All right, I think I will start with my page finish. All right, needed that sit. So I have been working on Pandemic. I started this at the beginning of the year. As I said, I'd only put a couple of 100 stitches in, just up in this corner, up in here, sort of just started the corner. And then just set it aside and never got back to it. But it's really been calling to me lately, and Diane over on Instagram, I can't think of her handle, but she has done hers, and it's in like a fuchsia colour, and oh god, it's beautiful. She's up here, like she's done all this bottom bit, and she's now doing the top page. I think she's got like 5 pages left or something by the looks of it. But it's really inspired me to get stuck into it, and yeah, so that is what it's going to look like when it's finished, and it's just in black and white. And this is where I'm at, and I have a page finish. So there we go. Oh, that's true to colour today. There we go. So that is a dark charcoal and a red, like a burgundy colour, and you know what, I didn't bring the silk. If you watched last week's video, I actually mentioned what the silk is, and you know what, I should just put it underneath, because I'm really keen to put stitches into this every week. So I'm aiming for my minimum is 500 I want to put into it, but I'm trying to aim for more than 1,000 each week. So this puts me at 5%, and you know, it's going to take me a couple of years. Like I don't work on it exclusively, but I have so much fabric here. Look at that. Like I can't even fit it on screen. And I'm using this little hoop, and I don't want to damage the stitching when I move the hoop. So I'm going to get it into a Q snap, and probably just have an 8-inch, maybe 11-inch on the side, and then that'll give me a good working area to work with, and I won't have to move it as much. So for the foreseeable future, it's going to just stay in this. But as I said, this is pretty easy to stitch on, because I pulled out my overlocker to overlock it too. It's on I've got to dust it. It's sitting on the floor. So I've done a lot of housekeeping out in the studio this week, getting things set up and all the rest of it. So I've set myself, you can see my strawberry fields is up there, but you can see over here, I've also set myself up for my diamond painting, my sewing machine set up. I was finding that I was moving a lot of stuff around, and that was not very productive at all because I'd spend an hour, 2 hours moving stuff around. So I'm slowly getting everything sorted. I've got to get some more cupboards and stuff in to store stuff because the floor is a bit of a storage place at the moment, and up that end, I'm not even showing you. But it's just like I have like a little rabbit warren to walk through because I've got stuff everywhere. I've got to get... at Bunnings, I'm completely off track. Bunnings has built-in wardrobes, and the drawers fit underneath my long arm, so I've got to get some of those. So it's all about saving money. But that is pandemic so far. A page finished. Yes. And you guys think I'd never finish anything, especially on my big projects. And I've noticed I've got a lot of big projects when I was going through, so I need to get some of this stuff done. So yeah, so the plan is to get a Q-snap for that and just have it sitting in the Q-snap, and then that way I don't have to keep moving it, and because it's so frustrating. And I don't have many Q-snaps either because I've been trying to find what works for me. That frame behind me, you can see that's my Dubco table frame with the extension bars on it, and that's the medium-sized scroll bars. I've also got a large scroll bars and then a smaller one, which I think you've seen Deck the Halls on that before in past videos, and I use that a lot. I use those scroll bars on that, and I've also got a sofa frame as well that I use when I'm in bed when it's really cold. I just go and curl up in bed and I have it there, and I can stitch two-handed and all the rest of it. So I'm slowly but surely finding my equipment that works for me and makes me more productive, because I just basically want to stitch all the things like the rest of us. So anyway, that was pandemic. The next one that I worked on is Red Dragon. So this is my daughter's 21st birthday present. So I've got 4 years to get this stitched. This is a pretty easy stitch at the moment. Like, I'm actually getting quite a number of stitches in this one. So I've got well over 1,200 stitches in this this week. So I did it in 2 sessions. I'm up in this corner here. I've only just recently started it because I only just recently came across it. But when I seen it, I just had to stitch it because my daughter Savannah had an imaginary friend, Red Dragon. And that look on that fairy's face, that's pretty much Savannah's face in the morning. So she's not very good in the morning. So yeah, so I've started stitching that, and as I said, it's pretty easy at the moment. Not super exciting for you guys because it is just one color. It is a 939, which is like a deep navy blue bordering on like a, it's like it is a navy blue, but you could also say it is a blue based black, which is not easy to say. So I got, as I said, I got well over 1,200 stitches. I think in the first session I did 700, 800 stitches, and then the next session I did about 650. So and then I got a little bit more in last night. I think I got another 100 stitches in last night as well. So you can see I've got some white in that are different colors. So they'd be like greens, real deep greens and stuff like that. I'm almost to the edge of the page. I think I've got one more square this way to the end of the page, and I've got 3 down this way. So I am making pretty good progress on this. I'm trying, again, this is another one that I'm trying to get 1,000 stitches in. So basically I'm doing it on the weekends when I don't get disturbed. Savannah has no idea what I'm stitching on because the picture's not out or anything like that when I'm stitching on it. She just sees the pattern keeper, and you can't make hide or, you know, heads or tails of pattern keeper when you're working the pattern. The other one that I worked on as well, which I'm trying to get finished by the end of the month, is Caterpillar Cross Stitches Deck the Halls. And do you know what I did this week? Actually, I forgot to print it off. I did actually get some haul. I'll explain. I'll tell you. No good can come of going to Caterpillar Cross Stitches website. That's all I'm going to say. Anyway, I just got the patterns. I didn't get kits. So this was a kit that I got from them. I have actually got a couple of kits from them, but I'm trying to watch my pennies at the moment, and so I just got the PDF pattern, and it was delivered straight to my inbox and the pattern, and then the kit came in the mail. So subsequently, I've been working on this for quite some time. I started this back in 2019, and if you've watched the last couple, since the beginning of season 3, my goal is at the moment to get some of my 2019 pieces finished. Some of them are a little bit bigger than others, so they're not going to get finished, but yeah. So I didn't get a lot in this week because, as I said, I've been just doing the bobbinating, and I'm going with that. Whether it's a word or not, it rolls off my tongue, so I'm going with it. I think it is a word. I don't know. It's probably a made-up cross-stitch word. Anyway, English is not my best forte today, I'm telling you now. So last time you seen this, I had done the T, and I had just started the R. So I finished off the R and I've gone over to the E. I actually have just had it sitting because that frame behind me actually also has the capacity just to hold the hoops as well. So I've actually just had this sitting in my hoop, and then I'll go over and I'll do a couple of lines, and that's how I've got that done this week. I haven't actually physically sat down for any length of time and stitched on this one, but it is coming along. I don't have a great deal left, like so if you can see on the picture here, I've got a bell, a star, I'm there on this E, so I've only got that E, which is a lot smaller, and the bottom part of it. I've already done the trees, I've just got to do the baubles on that, and then it's just stocking and the little motifs up there. So hang stocking, the bell, the stocking, the candy cane, and a couple of little, I've got a couple of little snowflakes in there as well. So I don't really have a lot. I'm not going to say I'm aiming to get it done by the end of the month. If I get it done, yay. If I don't, oh well, doesn't matter. All right, so again, that will go back into, like, once I'm working on strawberry fields today, so that's why that's sitting there. And basically, once I've worked on that, I'll put that away, and then I'll pull that out and sit it back in, and I'll just do the same thing that I've done this week, and just whenever I walk past it or I've got a spare 5 minutes, I'll sit down and put some stitches in it. I may even look at doing 30 minutes a day on it in the morning when I'm having my coffee. If I've just got it set up, I can sit out here and just put some stitches in it for 30 minutes. And it's amazing how much you can get done when you just wholly solely focus on something for 30 minutes. When I first started cross stitching, I used to do that. Because I didn't have a lot of time. I was quite busy with my quilting. Quilting has dropped off a little bit with the pandemic and all the rest of it. People are watching their money and whatnot, and I have been busy in other places, so I haven't taken in as many quilts this year as well. So yeah, I sort of closed off my books for new customers for a bit, just so I can catch up for my existing customers and whatnot. So when I first started cross stitching, I didn't have a lot of time. I had little M here, and the girls were busy with dancing and all that sort of stuff. So basically, I used to just set an alarm for half an hour, and I'd sit there and I'd just focus on it. And it was amazing how much I would get done in that time. So I've been thinking a little bit more about that, and I'm thinking that in the mornings that at least 2 or 3 times a week is just sit down, have my coffee, and put some stitches in, because I don't do a lot of stitching in the morning. Sometimes I do, sometimes I don't. All right, so I was looking for those scissors everywhere. They were in my whip book. All right, so last week we talked about me having polls on the community tab. So I touched on it a little bit just before. So basically, I put up groups of 2. So I'm working on Red Dragon every week, and I'm trying to work on at least 2 of my other heights, 10 of which I have on the go. Now, I'm really feeling Which Way and Autumn Queen this week. So I'm only going to put up 2 choices this week because I don't know, they're just calling to me. I was going through my Haid whips before, which most of them are on frames, and I was having a look, and the 2 that were jumping out at me the most that I really want to work on is Which Way and Autumn Queen. Now, Autumn Queen is a max colours. She's got 237 colours in it, and it was a restart this year. I had done 8,000 stitches in it previously, and basically I restarted it because I wasn't happy with the stitching. It was my first Haid, and it was atrocious. Let's call it what it was. It was atrocious. It was a dog's breakfast, and I scrapped it and started again. Not only that, it was on 25 count, which made it huge and very cumbersome to work with. So I've gone to 28 count, which has brought the size of the fabric down a little bit, and I'm doing 10 stitch, and I'm loving it. Like, it's not in the Q-Snap at the moment because I had to steal it for Christmas too. And but I am actually really enjoying working on it. I was a little bit disappointed that I didn't get to work on it this week because I'd stolen the Q-snaps. So I've got to get on and order some Q-snaps. I am juggling at the moment, and anybody that knows me knows that I'm not a bells and whistles girl, so I try to make do with what I've got, and a lot of them, it's come time that I need to go and do this. All right, so the choices that we had were Autumn Queen and something else, Christmas II and Which Way, Red Dragon and Autumn Dragon and Northern Blessings, I think it was, and the other one was Gothic Fairy and Fairy of Happy Endings. So anyway, the ones that won was Christmas II and Which Way. So this is Christmas II. I'll show you that first. So this is Heaven and Earth design. It is by Ciro Marchetti, and colours. Look at, and see, you guys thought that I only stitched on black and dark things. Like when you look at the comparison, we actually had a viewer last week go, all your charts are so dark. Well, they're not. You know, I do like my Prims, and I do like Caterpillar Cross Stitch. She's quite bright and vibrant, and there's a couple of other ones that I've got that I haven't started yet, so you'll get to see those. I'm very eclectic in my taste. So I've gone from this to this. So anyway, this is a stitch along that I'm doing with Gail from Gail Phillips. Hey Gail, how you going? Yeah, so I'm sorry guys, I haven't checked in with you guys this week. I'm so sorry. I will check in with you tonight. So I've just been, as I said, trying to sort stuff out. But yeah, so I am up in this corner here. Okay, now that might look like a lot of green, but I'm telling you, there's some red and yellow, some maroon. There's 3 different types of green. There's 2 different types of red. There's some brown. Actually, there's 5 different types of green up in that corner. So I hit the ground running on this one. I started this New Year's Eve. It was a stitch-in, New Year's stitch-in. And I started it, and then I started doing parking and all the rest of it. And it's like, it's doing my head in. I'm still trying to finish up the threads. So you can see here, now I think I got about 500 stitches into this one, 474 stitches. And the reason, another question I got was, why do I count stitches? And Pattern Keeper does it for me. So that's how I know on the Heaven and Earth. So you can see up here, this is mostly where I stitched. And I'm sorry, I am so terrible at taking pictures of before, and I haven't taken a picture. So, oh, you know what I should do? I should just take a picture right now. Here we go. Look, we'll do that right now. Did it do it? I don't know if it did it or not. Anyway, because, you know, when you're filming, you can take a picture. It took it that time. All right, so I have it now. I'll have to do that every Flosstube now, because a couple of people go, oh, you know, I'd like to see well, I actually had 2 emails from people that obviously stitch Hades, and they asked me if I do before pictures, but yeah, I don't. I keep forgetting, but I've got one now, so next time I work on it, yeah, I'll be able to show you. That's if I can find it again. But anyway, I've worked up in this area here and just got rid of like the red threads and stuff that were up in here, and the maroon and all the rest of it. So basically what I'm doing is I think I found my jam with the Hades. I sort of do colour complete, and I was doing parking, and the parking is just getting too messy for me, and I'm just not coping with it. And so I decided that it'd probably be better if I do colour complete and the box, like just do squares. And I'm finding that that is working really well for me. It is speeding up my stitching, and I'm just focusing on that 100, because what I found as I go to fill in, I was getting lost, or someone would talk to me and I'd get distracted, and then I'd have to count, and I don't want to spend time frogging out. So I'm cleaning this one up, and basically you can see here I completed that square up there, and I've just started down in here, and then I sort of finished up. But still some good progress. You know, another 400 stitches in it. It's huge, absolutely huge, that one. Where's my piece of, where'd me get it? Oh, there it is. It slipped over. It is 700 by 500. It has 90 colours. That's the finished design. So it's you know, it's not exactly small. It's probably another lifer. But anyway, I'm just stitching on it. You know, I'll pull it out in December and probably just exclusively stitch on that all December and get some good progress on it. And I'm really enjoying it though because of all the different colors in it. It's not as dark and as some of my other ones. Again, this has got a bit of dark colors in it, but not as dark as the other ones. This Which Way is coming along really nicely. So this is Which Way. This is the other one that won out. So I had Christmas Tree and Which Way as a choice. So basically this one is by Molly Harrison. It is 400 by 539. Now all my heights are stitched on 28 count 10 stitch. Easy grid is a Zweigart fabric, so if I forget to say that, just know that that's what I'm doing. Okay, this one I started on the 15th of May with Amy from Creativity by Gidge and with Gail, who is doing the diamond painting in the same one, and this week she was saying she was having a love-hate relationship with it because it's so big. I feel your pain. So this is where I'm at. So again, you can see I'm at the edge of the page here. So this is the edge of the first page, and now I'm just working down. And you can see I'm starting to fill in. I got all of this filled in up here. And Which Way, I actually got, it was close to 700 stitches into this one. From memory, and I haven't written it down, but it is on my phone. I'll verify that next week. But you can see the sky is all starting to, and it's in all purples and mauves and pinks and soft, like that looks like a grey, but it is actually like a purpley grey colour, like a purple grey. So there, you can see it there, and that's a dark, like, yeah. But I'm loving it. Okay, so I've got another one or two down to finish the page down the bottom. So it's coming along. I'm really happy with how it's coming along. And that is all that I've worked on. So the two choices for the, like I've worked on diamond painting and I'm going to talk about my FFO and all the rest of it. But that's all the charts that I've worked on this week. So I'm going to just jump into plans. Plans for this week is Strawberry Fields, Deck the Halls, and as I said, I'm trying to get some stuff out of my whip list and all the rest of it. The next two that I'm bringing in to the equation is pull it out. Where is it? Oh, it doesn't want to come out. All right, so this little guy here is almost finished. So I've just got to do in here and then the back stitching. Okay, so I've got to do all the back stitching down here and all the rest of it around his glasses. So here's my Steampunk Dalmatian. Okay, there is actually 4 in this. That's what it'll look like when it's finished. There's actually 4 in this series. And I want to do the 4. There's a cat, which I've got a picture of it here. So, and there's a cat as well. There is also a hawk, and I think, do I have it here? I don't think I have the picture of them all. Let me just have a look here. There's a cat, a fox, and an owl. And they came from a magazine which I don't have written down here. Crossstitching.com. is where is the magazine, and basically you can do these in a weekend if you're really knuckled down. Excuse me, I'm actually doing these for Savannah. I was going to do all 4, but I'm not going to do them back to back. I will just do them. They're there. I've got the floss there, and I'll just do them as I want to. And the other one is a Just Nan one that I've... These are almost finished, so like they really shouldn't be sitting in my whip. So this one is a tiny little mouse. So she is Hazel Witch. Now this was a start that I did for DDs Spooktober last year, so that's what I've got done on it. So I haven't worked on it this week, but that is what I'm going to be trying to get some stitches in, try and get them finished in the next week or so, or this month at least. They're so close to a finish, they just need to be done. So they are my plans, and as I said, I'm going to be working on Red Dragon, Deck the Halls, Strawberry Fields Forever, definitely this week. And I've got a poll that I'm going to do on our community tab here. I keep forgetting to do it over on Instagram, so I'm not even going to bother doing it over there. I'm just going to do it here on YouTube. So above your screen and just underneath your channel art, you will find some different tabs there. You'll have the home page, the playlist page, videos, community tab, and the about tab. Okay, if you go to the community tab, that is like a social media, like your Facebook timeline, your Instagram or whatever. I can put photos up there, post of videos. I can just put a post up, just words. I can put up a poll. So that's where I'm going to put up the poll, and the choices that we're going to have this week are Which Way, because I'm just feeling her, and Autumn Queen, Who's Calling to Me. So they will be the two choices, so you need to cast your vote for that. So I know what I'm going to work on. I'm not going to be working on 3 Hades this week, but never say never. I may end up working on 3, but I definitely want to work on 2. Red Dragon is a definite. That is in my rotation, and I'm working on that every week because I have a deadline for that one. And Pandemic is also in my rotation as well. So I'm just going to try and get as many stitches into that as possible. Okay, so the next thing was I have a FFO. So for those that are new here and don't know what an FFO is, it is a fully finished object. Now, if you've been following me for a while, you know that this was my nemesis chart, talking about Caterpillar Cross Stitch. And as I said, no good can come from Caterpillar Cross Stitch's website. So a couple of years ago, 2019, Mia was homesick, and we were sitting there and we were looking at all of the charts that I had. I was sitting there and organising my whips and which ones I wanted to start and all the rest of it. And then I said to her, she was feeling very sad and sorry for herself because she had the flu, and she was sitting in bed beside me, and we were just looking through cross stitch magazines and stuff together. And I said to her, what do you want me to stitch? Well, she wanted me to stitch Hello Pumpkin by Caterpillar Cross Stitch. I stitched it, and now it's fully finished. It's only taken me 2.5 years because I actually finished. I finished the chart the 11th of November last year, and I was trying to get it done for her birthday, and I missed the deadline. Her birthday is on the 31st of October, and basically I missed the deadline and I didn't get it done for her. But every time I stitched on this, or she'd come out and say that I was stitching, she'd ask me if I was stitching on her piece. So she sort of spurred me along. After many mistakes, miscounts, and frogging out and all the rest of it, I finally got it finished in November last year. And then last Sunday, I can't remember, I posted it up on Instagram the day I finished it. I was walking past my finish box, and I thought, oh, I'll have a look. I was doing some diamond painting framing mock-ups on a website, and this was in there with the smaller charts that I've got for that, and I pulled it out and I went, you know what, I've got the canvas there, I'm going to finish it. So I finished it in stretched it over a canvas, and then I've backed it with some matte board, and then I've just put a hanger on it, and this is going to hang in her room. So yeah, it has been a journey, and needless to say, everybody laughed and said that they could see more trees in my future, and yes, he's jinxed me all. I am actually going to do the other 3. So I've already got the winter one, and the spring one, and the summer one is still in progress. So, or Sunshine, I think it's called. Hello Sunshine or something. So I've got the kit for the Christmas one, which I think is called Oh Dear. I've got the kit for that one in there. And so I'm going to probably start that next, because we're coming up to it's got a Christmas hat on it. So even though it's a winter one, I'll probably start it and work on that. I've just got a staple sticking out of there. I'll have to get rid of that. But yeah, so I purchased the spring one, and I also purchased the other Christmas one that they have similar to this one, which is I think it's got the reindeer names on it and stuff like that. So yeah, I'll print the covers off and I'll show you that next week. I completely forgot that I bought them, but they've been delivered to my inbox because I got the spring tree and the other Christmas one and there's a whole heap more that I want to get off there. I just got them as PDFs because I've got all the floss. I don't really need to kit them up, and I've got fabric here to work on them because it's just on 16 count 8er, and I've got a ton of that. But that's it. I think I can hold it up a little bit longer, but I've FFO'd something. How amazing is that? And you guys thought that I never finished anything, and look at that. I've got something finished. Mia's going to be super excited, so that is going to get hung up in her room. And so I've got to go down and I'm going to go and buy the canvases. So I've got the canvases here as well for the next lot. And yeah, so she will be happy to see that this is finished finally, because she always checks in and asks about it. Not so much since I finished stitching it. She hasn't asked if I fully finished it. She just, while I was stitching it, she'd always come out and she'd ask me how it was going. So I'm super excited that it's done now. But I'm telling you, that chart gave me some grief. All right, that is it for my cross stitch stuff. I also worked on a diamond painting as well, and I had a new start yesterday. So if you haven't seen that a video from yesterday, you can see me starting my new one that's set up over there. I haven't put many drills on it. I ended up getting a ton of phone calls and had to do some admin work and all the rest of it after I finished filming and do some errands, so I didn't get any more on that yesterday. I'm planning on doing some more on the weekend for that one. But if you want to hear how I met my soul sister and all the rest of it, it's quite a little funny story. Yeah, you can watch that video and you can see it over there. But I did work on this one a little bit more since the last time you've seen it. So this is my Day of the Dead girl. I'm just working in this area here at the moment. I'm almost finished that area. I've got a little bit more on her eye and a little bit more down around her nose, but she is coming along beautifully. I'm loving, like, when you're up close to the diamond paintings, it just looks like a hot mess. It's not until, and like with cross stitch too, you don't really notice how good it looks until you step back from it, because when you're on top of your work and all the rest of it. But yeah, this is coming along really nicely. I have several of these Day of the Dead girls that I'm doing. They're all around a similar size. Some might be slightly smaller and all the rest of it. They're all getting framed exactly the same. I already have the frames for picked out what I want for these. Just a thin black one. But I do really like them. I like the just the whole look of that whole genre of diamond painting and even stitching. I don't think I would want to stitch it. But I definitely do like to diamond paint it, so yeah. But she's coming along nicely. I'm well over, well, I've got this section here is not done yet, but yeah, you can see I'm halfway, definitely over halfway now. So we're on the downhill run. I'll get some more into her. She just sits in on the coffee table, and, you know, if I feel like, when my eyes get tired, I tend to do diamond painting because I can have the light behind it and it illuminates it a bit more. But yeah, she's looking good. Loving the, got a little bit to do over here too, just in here. There's a little bit just down the bottom there that you can't see very clearly. But yeah, she's going along really well. So yeah, I now have 2 diamond painting projects on the go, and for anybody that knows me, I usually only do one at a time, but the other one that I started yesterday is under a bit of a pump, and I've got to get done by Christmas. So, and let's face it, I don't get a lot of stuff finished. I start a lot of stuff, but I don't get a lot of stuff finished. But my diamond paintings I tend to get done because I do them, I definitely work on them every week, and I can get a lot more done into that. The last one you would have seen me finish was Painted Beauty. I've got the frame on the way for that, so you'll get to see that FFO'd in the next couple of weeks. I'm just, there's a bit of a delay with frames apparently, so I'm hoping that that'll be here by the end of the month and I can get that framed and up on the wall as well. So yeah, that is where I'm at with all that. That is everything that I've worked on this week. I got my Hardanger threads. They came the other day. I put a picture up over on Instagram, so if you want to see what colours they are, they're packed away at the moment because I didn't get back to that this week. Because I was waiting for those. I was waiting for the colours and all the rest of it. But they've arrived now, so I'll be able to put some stitches into that in the coming week as well. I got the massive quilt done and out of the way, thank goodness. That went home yesterday. She was very happy with it, and now I can move on to some of these smaller ones and get rid of some of the queue and all the rest of it. All right, so we have, just on to giveaway now, because that's pretty much it. So we have a giveaway running at the moment, and you probably would have seen this as a video. This was a video I did a couple of weeks ago. It is an iPad cover. That's what I've got it as on my channel, but you could also use this as a project bag, little travel project bag. It's quite deep in there. It's all crinkled up, but yeah, you can see there it's quite deep. You've got a zipper pocket on the front as well, so you can put your pens or your stylus, or you know, if you're going to use it for your iPad. It's a great little thing for your iPad, because if you use, like you do Hayes and all the rest of it, and you use Pattern Keeper, it's great. You can just pick it up with your project bags and all the rest of it. Sorry about that. My husband's just leaving for work. He's running a bit late this morning. He had a very late night last night, so if you can hear that truck, I do apologise. But this is our giveaway. So all I want you to do is tell me what your favourite thing about spring is. Spring is the key word, okay? So we need to have the word spring in there. That's what I'll be looking for when I draw this out at the end of the month. And so the winner will be announced the first week of October. This will run until the 30th of September. Didn't know where I was then. It's got a bit of a flat bottom as well. If you want to make one for yourself, the video is on our channel as well. You'll see me holding it like this. So yeah, so basically be in it to win it. He must be, oh, his trailer's up the road, that's why. I'm thinking, why is he going that way? Anyway, you've got to be in it to win it. Put spring down the bottom and you can go into the entry. Now, you do need to fill out the Google form, so it makes it super easy for me. I can just go and find your address, and then I can post it out to you. That has been working beautifully. Sometimes I might double check with you, especially if I can't find it, or you've got a different name, and that can be a bit tricky. If you've got, there is a question there for what your YouTube name is, so just make sure you fill that out. Some people have left that out, so, and I don't know if you've got a different name or not, so yeah. Anyway, you've got to be in it to win it. That's it from me this week. I do appreciate you being here, and as always, if you are new here, don't forget to hit that subscribe button, hit the little bell icon beside it, and then that way you won't miss out on any of my future uploads. And as always, give me a thumbs up down the bottom, and that helps me get seen in the algorithm. And you can see the tip jar rolling across the screen right now. Maybe consider leaving me a tip. That goes towards equipment for the channel and also for giveaways. But as I said, that's it from me. Have a great week, everybody, and I will see you all again next week for another Flosstube. Bye for now.